Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. In this video, I want to review this micro SD card. This is from TeamGroup. Now, they did not sponsor me whatsoever because I purchased it with my own money. And the reason I bought it is because it was so cheap. A 128 gig card costs only 10 bucks and 512 gigabytes only cost me 30 bucks. So I want to make sure that it actually works because it claims that it can write 110 megabytes per second or read 160 megabytes per second. If that's true, then my Sigma camera should be able to handle this because I want to be able to record cDNG 1080p 12-bit RAW file, and it requires at least 50 megabytes per second, and according to the card specs, it said it can do up to 110 megabytes per second. So even if it can do close to that, then this card will be great. Now I'm going to see if it's true, whether they actually claim in their label that it's going to work. But if not, I'll let you know. So let's talk about it right now. Alright, so what is the result? Well, when I was recording with my Sigma FP camera using the cDNG format, this is 1080p, the requirement is that it needs 400 megabits per second or 50 megabytes per second on a card. So this card here, the TeamGroup said that it could do that. So on my 128 gig, it can do it. No problem. So that's good news. For 10 bucks, you can get 128 gig and it can record for 27 minutes. So you know what happened? I ended up buying 8 of them because, you know, this is definitely a bargain to be able to record 27 minutes of cDNG 1080p 12-bit RAW. That's just unheard of, and it's only 10 bucks. And I ended up getting 8 of them, so I could record for a long period of time, each time around 27 minutes. Now, however, for the 512 gigabytes, that is a problem. And actually, I was kind of arguing with the Canada Computer, that's where I bought it from, technician, when I want to return the 512 gig. I know that I could not return it, but I was telling him that it claims, the manufacturer company claimed that it can do 160 megabytes per second reading or 110 megabytes per second writing, but it did not do that, at least not, it wasn't able to sustain it for more than 3 minutes. So what happened was, when I put this 512 gigabytes into the Sigma camera, I was able to record for like around 3 minutes and maybe 10 seconds, and then I press again, it can record for another 8 seconds and so on. So that's not a very good card to be relying on when you're doing cDNG or 400 megabits per second or 50 megabytes per second. So anyway, I didn't want to get my money back, but at least I want him to admit that there's a problem. And obviously the technician there did not want to do that. So what I'm saying is that if you decided to buy a 512 gigabytes and you want to record any videos that requires more than 400 megabits per second or 50 megabytes per second, do not buy a higher storage from TeamGroup. Okay, the 512 gigabytes is only good for if you want to record short videos, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and that's fine. But if you're going to record more than 3 minutes, there is a problem. You cannot do that. However, for the 128 gigabytes, this is highly recommended for the price, 10 bucks, and you can record for 27 minutes continuously, 400 megabits per second. That means that if you have Sony camera and it requires 42210-bit, not a problem. If you require to use it for other cameras like Fujifilm or Panasonic that use up to 400 megabits per second or 50 megabytes per second, you shouldn't have any problem at all. So the card has gone down in price a lot. And even for this no name, well, I guess it's getting to be known now, TeamGroup, it's really worthwhile now. So this is why, latest greatest gear is not always the best. You always want to make sure that there's technology that keep on supporting your older technology. My Sigma FP, for example, is a beautiful, excellent cinema camera. And now I'm able to get a SD card or micro SD card that can support its function. So sometimes you'll find that you got a camera and you have to wait for technology to come down in price, and the two combined together will make it a dream, right? Because now you can record all you want for 10 bucks, and that's not a problem when you can buy maybe more than 3-4 of them, and it's much more cheaper than those Sony SD card, which I believe costs like 450 bucks for 128 gig or something like that. It's ridiculously expensive, where you could buy hundreds of this for almost the same price. It's just crazy. But anyway, that's my review for this SD card. So hopefully you enjoy. Sometime you'll get a gem from some company, and you know, we can benefit from that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe and give me a little heart of appreciation. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.